There's a truth in the Bible that almost no one talks about, and when you hear it, it might challenge everything you've been taught about honesty, openness, and trust. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not everything in your life is meant to be shared. Some things are sacred, some things are vulnerable, and some things, once spoken to the wrong person, can be used against you in ways you never expected. The Bible never teaches reckless openness. It teaches discernment. Jesus himself spoke in parables, not because he couldn't be clear, but because not everyone was ready or worthy of understanding. And that leads to a question you need to ask yourself right now. Have you been sharing parts of your life with people who were never meant to hold them? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you isn't just advice. It's protection. There are 3 specific things God is warning you not to share with everyone. And the third one is the one most people get wrong, and it costs them the most. Number 1, your deepest dreams and future plans. This one surprises people, because we're told to speak our dreams out loud, to announce our goals, to tell the world what we're building. But here's what most people miss. Not everyone celebrates your vision. Some people hear your dreams and silently hope they fail. Proverbs 21:5 tells us, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance." But it doesn't say, announce them to everyone. Most people think sharing their goals creates accountability. But the truth is, it often creates exposure. Exposure to doubt, exposure to jealousy, exposure to people who don't understand what God placed inside you. Think about Joseph. He had a dream from God, a powerful vision of his future. And what did he do? He shared it with the wrong people, his own brothers, and instead of supporting him, they betrayed him. They threw him into a pit, sold him into slavery. The dream wasn't the problem, the audience was. Here's what most people never realize. When you share a dream too early, you invite opinions that weren't meant to shape it. Doubt is contagious. You start second-guessing yourself, questioning what you once felt certain about, and slowly, you shrink your vision to match their understanding. But here's what changes everything. God gives you a vision before he gives you validation. That vision is meant to be protected, not broadcasted, built in silence, strengthened in private. Because not everyone can handle what God showed you. Some people only understand what they've already seen. So ask yourself honestly, have you been sharing your future with people who are still stuck in your past? Because sometimes, the fastest way to delay your purpose is to expose it too early. Number 2, your personal struggles and weaknesses. Now this one is tricky, because yes, the Bible teaches us to seek counsel, to confess, to not carry everything alone. But here's the key difference. Not everyone is safe to be vulnerable with. Most people think vulnerability equals connection. But the truth is, vulnerability without discernment leads to damage. Proverbs 25:9 says, "If you take your neighbor to court, do not betray another's confidence." Why? Because once something leaves your mouth, you no longer control where it goes. Most people think they understand me. They care about me. They would never use this against me. But here's what most people miss. People don't always reveal their intentions immediately. At first, they listen. They comfort you. They make you feel safe. But later, in a moment of conflict or jealousy or insecurity, that same information becomes a weapon. And suddenly, the thing you trusted them with is now being used to define you. You've probably experienced this before. You shared something personal, something painful, and later, you heard it repeated, twisted, or exposed. And it changed how you saw that person forever. Here's the deeper truth. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Some people are curious, not caring. Some people listen, not to understand, but to collect. But here's what changes everything. Jesus had 12 disciples, but only 3 saw his deepest moments. And even among those 3, he still maintained boundaries, because vulnerability is not about saying everything. It's about sharing the right things with the right people. So instead of asking, should I open up? Ask a better question. Has this person proven they can carry what I'm about to share? Because once it's said, you can't take it back. And peace, once broken, is harder to rebuild. Number 3, your acts of kindness and good deeds. This is the one most people completely misunderstand. Because we live in a world that rewards visibility. Post it, share it. Let people see what you're doing. But listen carefully. Matthew 6:3 says, "When you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." Why would God say that? Because the moment your good deeds become public for validation, they lose their spiritual power. Most people think sharing their kindness inspires others, and sometimes it does. But often, it feeds something deeper. Ego, recognition. The need to be seen is good, but here's the truth nobody talks about. Good deeds done for attention are no longer pure. They become performance. And the danger isn't just spiritual, it's psychological. You start needing validation to continue doing good. You measure your kindness by how it's received, and slowly, your motives shift. But here's what most people miss. The most powerful acts of kindness are the ones nobody knows about. The quiet help, the unseen sacrifice, the private generosity. Because those actions don't depend on recognition. They come from something deeper, integrity. And here's the deeper truth. When you constantly show your good deeds, you also expose yourself to something dangerous, expectation. People begin to expect it, demand it, take advantage of it, and suddenly, what was once generosity turns into obligation. But when it's done in silence, it stays sacred. It stays between you and God. And that's where true reward comes from. Not applause, not attention, but alignment. So let's bring this all together. Most people believe sharing everything is strength. But the truth is, discernment is strength. Knowing what to say, who to say it to, and what to keep sacred. Because your life has layers, public, personal, private. And when those boundaries collapse, confusion enters. Let me say that again. Not everything needs an audience. Your dreams need protection. Your struggles need discernment. Your kindness needs purity. And when you understand this, everything changes. You stop over-explaining yourself. You stop seeking validation from the wrong people. You stop exposing parts of your life that were never meant to be public. And instead, you move differently, quieter, wiser, stronger. Because here's the truth most people never realize. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. Not everyone deserves it. And that's not arrogance, that's wisdom. Before you leave, I want you to think about something. Who in your life currently has access to things they haven't earned? Your dreams, your struggles, your intentions. And what has that access cost you? If this message opened your eyes, type discernment in the comments. Just that one word, because that word means you're no longer moving blindly. You're moving with awareness, and awareness is the beginning of protection. If you want more content like this, rooted in truth, built for real life, stay connected. Because the next message might be exactly what you need to hear next.